What up, guys? Your boy Quake, and an artist over the weekend dropped his 13th studio album. That's insane to say, man. Somebody who's been in the industry for a while, somebody who's well respected, and you guys know him as Hove, Jay-Z, Sean Carter, whatever you want to call him. He dropped his 13th studio album, 444, if that's how you pronounce it. And he's had a lot to say on this album, man. A lot of things, a lot of personal things, a lot of subliminal shots, a bunch of things that we have to go over just because the lyrics are insane, the production's insane. I'm not here to review the album, but I want to go over those lyrics because it's very interesting. He took some shots possibly at Kanye West, some shots at 50, allegedly, we don't know, and he just explained his life, some personal things he went through that we didn't know about, him cheating with Beyonce and a bunch of other things. So let's get into it. The album starts out with the first track called Kill Jay-Z. And basically in this record, Jay-Z's just looking at himself in the mirror, going over his life and the mistakes that he made. And it's interesting. It starts out with him mentioning him shooting his own brother when he was 12 years old. So he's like, how can we trust Jay-Z if you can shoot your own brother? Then he's like, you can do better. You have a daughter by the name of Blue. You had no father, so you got to be softer for your daughter. Stuff like that. And this wasn't really the interesting part. We knew some of these things. Like I said, he's just going over the dark portions in his life. Him selling drugs to his own mom, which is crazy. But this is where the interesting part comes. He says, but you ain't a saint. This ain't kumbaya. We know Kanye goes by the name of Ye. So this is where, the shots allegedly took place. The first line references Saint West, of course, which is Kanye's own daughter. And this is where the bars start to get interesting. Basically, back in November 2016, Kanye was on the St. Pablo tour. Basically went on a rant dissing Beyonce and Jay-Z, saying they're not close to him anymore. He stood up for Beyonce for the Video of the Year award. He's like, Jay-Z ain't calling me, during personal times and personal issues with my family, stuff like that. So Jay-Z decides to spit, but you got hurt because you did Cool by Ye. You gave him 20 million without blinking. He gave you 20 minutes on stage. Fuck was he thinking? Fuck wrong with everybody is what you saying. But if everybody's crazy, you're the one that's insane. So he's basically saying, yo, listen, Kanye, you're the one that's fucking crazy around here. He had to check into a mental hospital, I believe, a while ago. So he's taking shots at him for that. He's saying he lent 20 million to Kanye, because there was a deal that Kanye had previously mentioned in June 2016 where he was thinking about signing to Apple and giving Hove a $20 million cut of the potential $100 million deal, but he stuck with Jay-Z on Tidal, and Jay-Z said he gave him that $20 million without even thinking, without even saying anything. He just looked out for him. These lines obviously going at Kanye. There's no speculation here. And you have to remember, like I mentioned earlier, 2 days later after this rant, Kanye checked into the UCLA Medical Center. So clearly he was going through a bunch of things. I don't think he meant anything by those rants, but, Hove basically checked him like the older brother that he is and said, be careful what you say. I'm out here looking out for you and you're out here dissing me in public. So after those bars, he basically mentions the time when he stabbed somebody in the chest for leaking his record or bootlegging his music. We skip past that, and then he mentions Solange. He says, you egged Solange on, knowing all along all you had to say you was wrong. So, if you guys don't know, in 2014, Jay-Z and Solange basically got into a fight in the elevator, supposedly over Jay-Z cheating on Beyonce. Solange is Beyonce's sister, so she went hard on him, kicked him, punched him a few times, and the rumors were it was because Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. And basically, in these bars, he's admitting he did. And then in the next bars, he says, you almost went Eric Bennett, letting the baddest girl in the world get away. I don't even know what else to say. Never go Eric Bennett. I don't even know what you would have done. Basically, Eric Bennett was a guy married to Halle Berry, and Halle Berry at the time was the baddest girl in the world, and they split up in 2005. He's basically saying that would have been me, and I don't know what the hell I would have done if that would have been me. Now, this next line, knowing how Jay-Z is sneaky with these bars, he's the guy who basically invented subliminal shots. In these next bars, he says, in the future, other guys playing football with your son. So this could be some shots at Future, the rapper. He's kind of alluding, because if you guys don't know, Future was previously dating Sierra. They had a kid. Now the kid is seen in pictures playing football with Sierra's husband, which is the Seattle Seahawks quarterback, Russell Wilson. And he basically says, hey, in the future, I could see other guys playing football with your son, and that wouldn't be a good look. So it's kind of some shots at future. I don't know how to take this. That's up for you guys to decide in the comments. But it's just some crazy bars, and you know how Jay-Z does with these subliminal shots. So that's the first record. A lot been said, and there's still a lot more to go over. So on the Story of OJ, which is the second record, this is my favorite record, honestly. I don't know why. I like the visuals with it too. So if you hear the song, go check out the music video for it too. But basically the first bar is taking shots at Bill Maher. If you guys don't know, Bill Maher made a house nigga joke, which was stupid. So Jay-Z decides to call him out on that. On the first verse, he starts it out with, house nigga, don't fuck with me. I'm a field nigga with Sean Cutlery. And as you guys know, Jay-Z has been a guest on Bill Maher's show, so he doesn't find it funny that Bill Maher made this joke. So he takes shots at him right there. I mean, he could be referring as a threat with Sean Cutlery, saying he has weapons on him. So we don't know, but this is basically shots at him, or at least his response to that situation. The rest of the song is just bars about investments that he made, investments that didn't pay back, things that he could have invested in that he would have flipped. So it's just a great record. I liked it a lot. So let's fast forward to the track Caught Their Eyes. This record got my attention again because he mentions on verse 2 that he sat down with Prince and that his lawyer, Londell McMillan, basically tried to get his music, his estate of music, to expand to Apple Music and other things and Spotify just so they can get more money out of Prince after he died. So in the verse 2, he goes out and says that he had a conversation with Prince and that Prince only wants his music released on Tidal and that he doesn't want people taking money from him after he passes away. It seems like Prince knew that he's going to pass away, which is kind of scary. You know, you never know what's going on with the industry behind the scenes. But let's get into the verse 2 and what he said word for word. I sat down with Prince eye to eye. He told me his wishes before he died. Now, Londell McMillan, he must be colorblind. They only see green from them purple eyes. Yeah, so basically, like I said, lawyer, all he sees is money. That's what he's referring to when he says they only see green from his purple eyes. So that's crazy. I just wanted to go over that because I felt like that bar was underrated and it definitely deserves some spotlight. So in these next two tracks, 444, he's basically apologizing to Beyonce for cheating and that he doesn't want anything to go wrong again. I mean, this whole record is basically that. I'm just going to go over to the third verse because I felt like that was the best. He said, and if my children knew, I don't even know what I would do. If they ain't look at me the same, I would probably die with all the shame. You know what? With who? What is a good menage, a trio's when you have a soulmate? You risk that for blue. If I wasn't a superhero in your face, my heart breaks for the day I had to explain my mistakes. And the mask goes away and Santa Claus is fake. And you go online and see for Blue's tooth, the tooth fairy didn't pay. So basically in this verse, yeah, he's just ashamed that he cheated. He wouldn't want his kids to not look at him as a superhero anymore. And that everything in their kid's life would be exposed as the truth. So basically on 444 and on Family Feud, he apologizes to Beyonce throughout these whole records and explains, you know, what happened. And Family Feud, he mentions Al Sharpton taking mirror selfies, which is crazy. He mentioned he takes shots a little bit at Bill Cosby, calling him Pill Cosby. So that's great. And then we get into Bam, and this is where the alleged 50 Cent shots were at. In verse 1, he says, who they effing with? We got effins too. Now, if you guys know, 50 Cent has majority ownership in effing vodka. So he's taking a subtle jab at 50 Cent. Allegedly, I wouldn't really call it that. I mean, but you never know. Jay-Z's slick with these bars. He's never direct. So he's just basically saying, hey, we have our own, vodka over here. He owns Douce. So he's saying we got effins too. So that might be just a subtle jab. It might be reaching. I don't know. That's for you guys to decide in the comments. I would love to know what you guys think on all these bars. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the album? Stuff like that. So let's get into the next record that caught my attention, and that was Moonlight. And basically this record, it seems like he was taking shots at Soulja Boy or all these dumb new rappers who go online posting guns, posting money, and just doing dumb, ignorant, young, foolish shit. Basically, in some bars, he says, "Stop walking around like y'all made Thriller, huh? Fake Dracos in all the videos. We shoot them in my city, though. I don't post no threats on the internet. I just post a threat. Blame Melanie S for that. I don't be on the gram going ham, giving information to the pork. That's all spam. Please don't talk about guns that you ain't never gonna use. Y'all always telling yourself. I'm just so fucking confused." And I agree, man. I'm glad Jay-Z said this. It's just corny. I think these rappers doing this is just, you're snitching on yourself. You're causing more problems for yourself. So that's why I like this record. I'm glad he mentioned that. So I just wanted to go over that verse. And then Legacy is very interesting. This is one of the last records. It is the last record, actually. And there's a line on here that really caught my attention. And this is something that we did not know, or at least I didn't know about Jay-Z, and I'm pretty sure a majority of the public didn't know about Jay-Z. Because like I said, he went very personal into his life on this album, which was great. I mean, at 47 years old, we didn't know what Jay-Z was going to talk about. At this age, it's amazing that he still has content to talk about. It's amazing that people are still listening. He's sort of transcending the time of, hip-hop being only about youth. Now it's starting to become about, the older generation too. So let's get into the verse 2. So this is the verse 2. This is the verse he says, or this is the lines he says that really caught my attention. "You see, my father, son of a preacher man, whose daughter couldn't escape the reach of the preacher's hand. That charge of energy set all the Carters back. It took all these years to get to zero, in fact." So Jay-Z's going over apparently his grandfather being a molester as a preacher. He molested his daughter, the sister of Jay-Z's father. So, I mean, this is some really dark things that I had no clue about. And that's crazy that, Jay-Z's grandfather was a preacher, but then he also molested people. Basically, he continues on to say, "I hated religion because here was this Christian. He was preaching Sundays versus how he's living Monday. Someday I'll forgive him." So, I just wanted to go over that verse because that's just some crazy dark shit, man. You got to really listen to these lines, especially on these kind of rappers, with Kendrick's album, with Jay-Z's, even Drake sometimes, some of these artists, when they spit, they're really going deep into some of this stuff. And I'm glad that the beats don't overcloud his verses. And, so No ID really did good with that. But this isn't an album review. I just wanted to go over the lines that were really interesting, the lines where he's possibly taking shots at people. The lines where, just caught my attention, the lines that were great. So let me know what you guys think. Have you guys heard the album? Do you guys like it? Do you think Jay-Z still got it? I feel like this album's better than Magna Carta, Holy Grail. But, that's up for debate. I feel like he's improved, but, he's had better albums. Obviously, with 13 albums to compare, it's hard to compete, with previous albums that you've released. But I feel like he improved from Magna Carta, Holy Grail. I like the production. No ID did his thing. Jay-Z spit some crazy things, and it's not oversaturated. 10 records is perfect balance. I heard the physical copy is going to have 2 extra tracks, and those are the tracks that were previewed in the commercial. So we're going to get more new Jay-Z music probably when the physical copies come. I don't know exactly when that is, but yeah, look out for that. Let me know what you guys think about these bars. Do you think he's taking shots, at 50 with that effing line? Do you guys think, the apology was warranted? Do you think that was good enough? Do you guys think Kanye, apparently I heard Kanye doesn't care about the bars that going at him, but what do you guys think Kanye thinks? You think Kanye should respond on his new music, because we know Kanye's recording new music? Just get in the comments. Let's talk about this. Great album, great music. So I'm down to talk about anything. So like, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.